The honest woodcutter. In a quaint little village surrounded by a lush forest, lived a kind and hardworking woodcutter named Oliver. Every day, Oliver would venture into the forest with his trusty axe, chopping wood to sell in the market. Despite his modest earnings, Oliver was known throughout the village for his honesty and kindness. One bright morning, as Oliver was chopping wood near a sparkling river, he swung his axe a bit too hard, and it slipped out of his hands, falling into the deep water. He tried to see the bottom, but the river was too deep and the axe was nowhere to be seen. Oliver sat down on the riverbank, feeling very sad. Without his axe, he couldn't work, and without work, he couldn't earn a living. As Oliver was sitting there, a beautiful fairy appeared before him. She wore a gown that shimmered like the sun on water and had wings that sparkled with every color of the rainbow. "Why are you so sad, dear woodcutter?" asked the fairy in a gentle voice. Oliver explained his predicament, and the fairy smiled kindly at him. "Wait here," she said, and with a flick of her wand, she dived into the river. A moment later, the fairy emerged holding a magnificent golden axe. "Is this your axe?" she asked. Oliver gazed at the golden axe. It was beautiful and certainly worth a fortune, but he shook his head. "No, that's not my axe," he replied. "Mine was just a simple wooden-handled one." The fairy nodded and dived back into the river. This time, she surfaced with a stunning silver axe. "Is this your axe?" she asked again. Oliver looked at the silver axe, which glittered in the sunlight. It was also very valuable, but again, he shook his head. "No, that's not my axe either," he said. "Mine was just an ordinary axe with a wooden handle." The fairy smiled warmly and dove into the river one more time. When she reappeared, she was holding Oliver's simple wooden-handled axe. "Is this your axe?" she asked. Oliver's face lit up with joy. "Yes, that's my axe," he exclaimed. "Thank you so much." The fairy was very pleased with Oliver's honesty. "You are a good and honest man," she said. "Because you did not lie, I will give you all 3 axes, the golden one, the silver one, and your own." Oliver couldn't believe his luck. He thanked the fairy profusely and returned to the village with all 3 axes. He sold the golden and silver axes and used the money to improve his family's life and help those in need in his village. From that day on, Oliver continued to work hard, always remembering to be honest and kind. The villagers respected him even more, and his story of honesty spread far and wide, teaching everyone the value of truthfulness. And so, Oliver lived happily, always grateful for the fairy's kindness, and the lesson that honesty is the best policy. An honest woodcutter, smiling and holding his simple wooden axe. A glowing aura surrounds them, symbolizing the rewards of honesty.